everyone, Sophia here for my great challenge. Welcome back to my channel and episode 15, block number 15 in the Mystery Quilt series for 2022. I am still doing Pat Sloan's mystery quilt called Sweet Dreams. All the information is down below. All you have to do is go on a website and print out the instruction for each individual blocks. This is entirely free of charge. It's 18 blocks altogether to make a very, very fun, simple twin size quilt. So here's number 15 that I'm doing today. It's called Amish Rolled Oats, and we're making two. The choice is to make one with all white and one with dark if you want. I'm picking the all white and I don't want to do the alternative for whatever reason. And then on the page she's also giving you a recipe for a Amish rolled oats cake from Aunt Belle, and it looks and sounds really, really good. So I'm gonna get started. I'm doing the quilt in all sorts of colors, rainbow colors plus brown and some black. Even though I didn't get to the black yet, probably the border. So today I had to pick colors, and I'm running out of color ideas now because there's 9 colors in the center medallion, and I am copying those colors throughout the rest of the blocks. So I'm starting to run out of choices. So today I have picked orange and pink for one block, and the other one is green and blue. So what I always do is start with cutting the fabric, and then I show you how to do the quilt. I've already made them, those 2 blocks. I have to tell you, they are by far the easiest of all 15 blocks that I've made so far. So you'll see at some point in the video I tell you about if you're going to start with this one because it was the easiest one. So it's going to be a short explanation because there's no half square triangle. It's straightforward assembly. Basically, there's no trick, nothing, but it's still fun to make. So without further ado, let me get started. I'm going to prepare my fabric first. Okay, here we go. Let's start with colors. The usual background, this is a off-white. One block I'm going to do in orange with this coordinating fabric. And then the other block I'm going to do the same background, this lime green, and this coordinating fabric. Alright, let me get started. I'm going to cut everything and then I'll show you how to do the block. So for the first block, you need 2 very large background square and 2 smaller square. In the medium fabric, you need 4 rectangles and, let's see, that's 4 squares. And then in the coordinated fabric, you need 2 rectangles, 2 long rectangles, 2 short rectangles, and 4 small square. And here's the same thing in the other color that I picked. 2 large background square, 2 small background square. In the medium fabric, that's 4 rectangles and 4 small square. And then in the dark, 2 long rectangles, 2 short, and 4 squares. Let's get started. So let's get started. I'm going to take one of my medium fabric, put it right here. Next to it is a background square, and underneath it I'm using a small rectangle in the dark fabric, and that one goes right here. So that would be 1 mini block. I need to make 2 of those. So here's for 1. And here is the next one, right here. So pretty easy, this one to this one, and then once I have them joined together, they're basically going to be the same size than this one, because you have to take into account the 1/4 inch seam. And then once I have these 2 together and press them, I will add this one, placing it this way and sewing right here at a 1/4 inch seam. So I'm going to make those 2, and I'm going to make the blue ones as well. So here goes the blue. We start, well, it's actually more like a green. So I have one like this and one like this. I need my 2 white background square. Here's one, here's the next one, and I need my small green rectangles. Here's 1 and 1. So I'm going to start by joining all of the right side ones, which is the 2 pieces, and I'm just going to do them as a chain, one by one, 1/4 inch, and here goes. So here's my chain. I'm going to separate them, and I'm going to go to my ironing board, and I am pressing it towards the dark side, meaning this way. So that way the orange doesn't show underneath the white. So once I have them pressed, I'm adding this one to the bigger piece, and again aligning them right here, and I am at a 1/4 inch seam. Again, separating them from the chain, I have to press them. So here is 1, and this is what they look like in blue and green. So once they're pressed, you end up with one like this and one like that. So that's 2, and then here are your 2 in orange. So what do I do next? Super easy. We're basically doing almost like log cabins. Okay, this is how you do log cabins. I'm taking one of the dark here and I place it right here, and then I do the same thing with this. You see how easy it is? Okay, let me show you with the green and blue. Make sure your orange is at the bottom, or whatever contrasting color you have, and then in the blue it looks like this. Okay, so this one to that one, add a 1/4 inch seam, and I'm going to do them all in a row. Okay, so this chain is done. Let me separate them before I move on to the next. They need to be pressed. So this is where we at right now in the orange, and again we're pressing towards the dark side this way. So here they are. Here's the ones in blue, and here are the ones in orange and pink. So let me put the orange one to the side, and I'm going to show you what we do next. So next we're taking one of the rectangles. I'm going to put it this way. It doesn't really matter, there's no orientation to this fabric. So this one goes right here, and at the bottom of it is a dark green, like this. So this one to this one, and once they're pressed, this one goes onto this one. So let me do this here, prepare them. This is another one with a green right here, and then in orange it would look like this. One like this with a square, one like this with a square. Okay, so you get the idea, right? This like this, and then on this one it will look like this. So let me make those. I'll be right back. So here they are. Here's the orange one, and here is the blue and green one. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking the coordinated small square, and I should have 4 green and 4 in the blue fabric, and then same thing with the orange and pink, so 8 altogether. And I am marking a line from one corner to one corner in diagonal, and no, we're not making half square triangle. So don't worry about that. I know it's you're tired of half square triangle, and guess what, so am I. So you take the other coordinated one and you make your little diagonal, okay? Here's the last one. And this is important to do. I know that sometimes we get lazy and we're like, I can sew in diagonal. I don't need to do that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Take the time. And I'm doing the same thing with the orange ones. And when I'm done with the orange, I will do the pink and orange floral. It's not a lot, it's only 8 for each block. Imagine if you had 200 of those to make. Okay, last one. Okay, so I have my green ones and my orange one over here, and my next step is taking one of my large square here, and all I'm doing is taking one square, and let me give you a close-up. I'm going to place it right here at the corner, and I'm going to sew directly on the line right here. Then I'm going to cut off at a 1/4 of an inch what I don't need, and then this will get folded this way. And I'll do the same thing here. Let me move it a little bit. Right here. So directly on the line, cut off right here at a 1/4 of an inch, and then this gets folded back this way. So now I have 2, and I'm going to do the same thing. Let me see, how do I show this? Okay, then I'll do the same thing. Well, let's just do it this way. Okay, then I'll do the same thing here, and then the same thing on the other one. And it's basically going to give you like an hexagon. So I'm doing one with the green, and then I'm doing one with the blue here and here and here and here, and then I'm doing the same thing with the orange. So that's the orange, and then for the pink doing the same thing like this. Okay, so I'm just going to do them all, and then I'll cut them all and press them all, and then we're ready to assemble. That's how easy this block is. So once you're done, this is what it looks like before you cut it. Okay, and then they will need to get pressed. So I've done all of them and I'm ready to cut, and it's super easy. You just take your ruler and then you go at 1/4 of an inch above the sewing line, and you just knock out that corner right here. Let me do it here so you can see better. Put it at 1/4 of an inch from the sewing line and cut that out. And then same thing here. And the last one is right here. So if I spread it open, this is what it looks like. All right, so let me do all of them, press them, and then we'll be ready to assemble this block. I'm telling you, this was the least amount of work. This one was super easy. So if you're watching this series and you haven't started yet quilting, I would suggest you start with this block because it's really easy. Goof proof. Absolute goof proof. Okay, so I'm ready to assemble it, and this is how we're going to go. I'm going to do it this way so you can see better. One like this, and that's followed by a dark one, so that goes this way. And then over here I'm placing this one, and that's followed by one of these. So 2 column, this one to this one, this one to this one, press them, then this one to that one. So that's in the green and blue, and then in the orange. Okay, so same thing, 1 column, 2 column, this one to that one, this one to this one, press them, and then this one goes here, and you have a full block. here we go, Amish rolled oats cake. Super easy, took no time whatsoever. Just make sure you are mindful of your seam here and here, but otherwise super easy. And again, if you are new to quilting and you've been watching this series but you haven't started, I would recommend you start with this block, because that was the easiest one of all of them. Perhaps the heart was also pretty easy, but this one, no problem. And I really like it. I like the color combination. Okay, let me say goodbye. Done. Here they are. Here's the green and blue, and then the orange and pink. I like it. I'm not a fan. You'll see when you do sample quilts that there's always going to be that one block that's kind of meh. This is the meh block for me. I don't really see the beauty of it. It's like, I don't know, it's got like this part right here and then right here, but then here it almost like disappears. Like it's I don't know, it's just, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. It was easy to make. It's still gonna go on the quilt, and that's the beauty about quilting, is that sometimes you just don't see it, right? I know a lot of people look at the quilt that I'm making and they just don't see it. They don't see the colors, they don't see the design, they don't see how it's gonna work together. But believe it or not, these two blocks may end up tying the whole quilt together. It's only once you assemble the whole thing that it finally clicks and you're like, oh yeah, all right, that was pretty cool. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm kind of rushing. I just got back from work and I actually have to edit this video and post it tonight. It's Wednesday. May the 4th be with you. I will see you next week. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook and Instagram at My Great Challenge. My Great Challenge gift on Etsy for channel merch. Also on Etsy, Frenchie and Tubby for vintage finds. At the end, I'm putting a gallery of pictures of ladies who are doing the quilt along with me. And ladies, you are behind. You are behind. You have to send me your pictures. And special message to Barbara. Do not give up. Do not give up. Get back to it. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Bye. It's me, and guess what? Click that thumbs up if you really like this video. Thumbs down twice if you didn't. You can also share my video if you really liked it, or save it to watch later. Also, you can subscribe to my channel, but don't forget to click that bell button so you are always notified when I post a new video. Thank you for watching.